I'm absolutely certain that most of you looking at this map have a gigantic smile on your face because you know I'm about to tell you warmer temperatures are on the way. Yesterday was bone-chillingly cold. Today's a blustery day, and we're really not going to get that much better for your Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, completely different story. As the cold air gets displaced out to the west, we can see temperatures in the 50s and 60s right here in our neck of the woods, especially for Central and South Jersey. Now, this is all happening because the Pacific North America pattern, this is one of the many oscillations we look at to help us determine where the long-range forecast goes. That's flipping into the negative phase, and that's a positive in this case, with high pressure setting up off the southeast coast, the jet stream pushing back to the north and west, and that ushers in this warmer flow of air. Will that last forever? Probably not. Colder air works back in by mid to late month, unfortunately. For Jersey Matters, I'm meteorologist Nor'easter Nick.
Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. Well, Johnson & Johnson certainly is doing New Jersey proud. They are now partnering with another pharmaceutical giant, Merck, to get their vaccine to you even faster. Here's Jersey Matters' Phil Andrews with more.
On December 15, 2020, nurse Maritza Beniquez of University Hospital in Newark was the first person in New Jersey to receive a COVID-19 vaccination. It was a dose from Pfizer.
Happy birthday!
1 week later, Moderna rolled out its COVID-19 vaccine in the Garden State. But it took another 2.5 months before Johnson & Johnson got its emergency clearance to deliver their Janssen COVID-19 vaccine.
When you saw Pfizer come out and then Moderna, did you ever feel like, are we ever going to get to where we need to be so we can be that third vaccine on the market?
Well, it's been a year where we've been working as fast as we possibly can to bring forward a safe and effective vaccine. Quite frankly, it's just an incredible achievement to do that in a year. And what we see in the U.S. is, despite the availability of 2 vaccines, there's still just a tremendous need to meet the demand for supply of this vaccine across the U.S.
Dr. Rick Nettles is part of the Johnson & Johnson research team responsible for getting the company's current vaccine ready for usage.
So we have been using this technology to develop vaccines for over a decade now. And we have nearly 200,000 individuals who've received a vaccine using this technology. And we've been using this technology to develop vaccines against respiratory syncytial virus and HIV. So we had a good start when the pandemic started with having a technology to develop a vaccine against serious infectious diseases.
During their trials, however, Johnson & Johnson's vaccine was shown to be 66% effective at preventing coronavirus infections, while Moderna and Pfizer's 2-shot vaccine had an efficacy better than 94%. And for that reason, some people, like Christian here, who received his first Moderna shot this week, were reluctant to get the Janssen COVID-19 vaccine.
Now, I just overheard you say that you wouldn't take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and tell me why.
Because I heard that the percentage, like out of the Pfizer Moderna, is like 90-something%. I heard that Johnson & Johnson is only like 60% or something like that. And the Pfizer Moderna use, I heard like a protein that is found in the coronavirus. But I heard Johnson & Johnson uses an actual part of like the coronavirus, kind of like how the flu shot is like the flu virus. So I wouldn't get that one.
If you had to convince that young man today, if he was sitting here instead of me, what would you tell him to convince him it was okay to take that shot?
I think the important thing that you hear from health officials, Dr. Fauci and others, is take whichever FDA-approved vaccine you have available to you, because they've all been shown to be safe and effective. And that's really what we would say at J&J as well. This isn't a race against the other companies. It's a race against the vaccine, against the virus.
By the way, New Jersey received 70,000 doses of the Janssen COVID-19 vaccine this past week, and as you would expect, Governor Phil Murphy is looking forward to delivery of future doses.
We have learned that CVS and Rite Aid will be allocated 22,500 doses from Johnson & Johnson through the Federal Retail Pharmacy Program. These are additive to the doses that we are receiving as a state. So you add that 22.5 to the 70+ thousand up top.
We will have another 20 million ready by the end of this month, the end of March. And we've committed and we're on track to deliver 100 million doses to the government by the end of June.
Now, in an effort to reach their dosage goals, Johnson & Johnson will team up with New Jersey-based Merck to mass produce their Janssen COVID-19 vaccine. That's right, these two pharmaceutical giants putting their rivalry aside to come together for the common good. For Jersey Matters, I'm Phil Andrews.
All right, thank you, Phil. Coming up next, my commentary on cancel culture.